Welcome back, people. Today we will analyze an Immortal game. This game was played between Garry Kasparov and Topalov at Wisconsin tournament held in 1999. This game, famously known as Kasparov's Immortal, was a display of Kasparov's brilliance in chess. Let's see the game. The game started with e4, d6, d4, and f6, knight c3, g6, bishop e3, bishop g7, queen d2. So this is Perk defense. Black responds by playing c6, white played f3, b5, knight g e2, knight b d7, bishop h6, bishop into h6, queen into h6, bishop b7. In fact, here actually queen b6 was a more active move rather than playing bishop b7. Let's see this variation. Instead of playing bishop b7, if black plays queen b6, the variation looks like a3, a5, g4, bishop a6, queen d2, b4, knight a4 attacking the queen, queen goes to b8, a into b4, a into b4, b3, and the position would have slightly favored back. Now let's go back to the main game and see what really happened in the game. Okay, queen h6 was responded by bishop b7. This was followed by a3 to prevent the b4 push. e5, creating tension in center, is actually a bit dangerous for black here. See, the black king is not really secured and black squares are kind of weak. So white responds by playing long castle. This lines up the rook to the black queen. So black removes this lineup and plays queen e7. King goes to b1, a6. Here black should have actually immediately counterattacked by playing a5. a6 is a bit too passive. White responds by playing knight c1. The idea is that from here the knight can go to d3 or b3 and control or give more protection to the queen side, at the same time open up the squares for the rook over here. Okay, black responds by playing long castle. Knight goes to b3, e into d4, rook into d4, c5. Now this move by black allows white to start thinking of possibilities of starting a queenside attack. Black should have actually played here knight c5. Anyways, the game continued as rook d1, knight goes to b6, g3, opening active lines for the white bishop, king goes to b8, knight a5 attacking the bishop, bishop goes to a8, bishop h3. Now if you see, the white bishop is having a very active diagonal and there are holes in black's position which are now controlled by the white knight. Black plays d5, queen comes to f4 check, king goes to a7, rook h e1, d4, knight d5, knight b into d5, e into d5, queen d6. Now black is trying to go for exchange of the queens and simplify the position, but here Kasparov plays a brilliant move which led this game to be known as Kasparov's Immortal. The move was rook into d4. The whole idea of this rook sacrifice is the fact that his bishop and knight are well positioned against black king. His white rook is in an open file and the d5 pawn is menacingly supporting all the pieces. But note that this move is not winning. The whole brilliance of this move lies in the fact that it makes the position so complicated that it's easier for any human opponent to make mistakes. Now let's see how the game unfolded. Black accepted the sacrifice and was actually the right move. Okay, so black accepted the sacrifice. White responded by playing rook e7 check, king b6. Remember, the rook at e7 cannot be captured. If captured, it will lead to checkmate. Okay, rook e7 check. If you capture it by queen into e7, this would be followed by queen into d4 check, king b8, queen b6 check, bishop b7, knight c6, check, king a8, and queen a7 checkmate. Okay, so that's why uh, for when white played rook e7, it wasn't captured. Black played king b6. Okay, the game continued as queen into d4 check, king into a5. Now see the position. White is a rook down and a knight down. But even over here, accepting the knight was the right continuation by black. Okay, let's see how the game continued. All right, white played b4 check, king went to a4, queen c3. The threat is queen b3 checkmate. Black played queen into d5. Now remember, capturing with the bishop would have been a blunder. Okay, let's see. If you play after queen c3 instead of queen into d5, if black plays bishop into d5, there will be king b2 and the checkmate cannot be avoided. For example, if black plays queen into e7, it leads to queen b3 check, bishop into b3, c into b3, checkmate. Okay, and that's why to queen c3, black played queen into d5 and not bishop into d5. All right, the game continued as rook a7. Threat is rook into a7 checkmate. Okay, to avoid this, black played bishop b7. Now white goes for capture of the bishop, rook into b7. Again, rook cannot be captured. There is a checkmate which is waiting at the b3 square. All right, so black played queen c4. Black intends to get the queen exchanged and stop all threats. But remember, in this position, actually rh e8 was a better move. Let's see why. Okay, instead of after rook into b7, instead of playing queen c4, let's see what happens if you play rook h e8. The game can continue as rook b6, rook a8, rook into f6, queen c4, queen into c4, b into c4. This would have simplified the position with equal chances for both the sides. However, very honestly speaking, after rook b7, when Vasily Topalov played queen c4, even this move is not losing here. It's just that rh e8 was a superior move. Okay, let's see what happened in the game. As black played queen c4, this was followed by queen into f6, and now the threat is checkmate at queen into a6. It is here where Topalov made a dangerously inaccurate move. Topalov played king into a3. King into a3 allows white queen to come dangerously close to black king. Better would have been rook d1 check followed by ra8 protecting the a6 pawn. Let's see this variation. Okay, so to queen into f6, what I believe is that rook d1 check is a better move. King goes to b2, rook a8, queen b6, queen d4 check, queen into d4, rook into d4, rook into f7, a5, bishop e6, a into b4, bishop b3 check, king a5, a into b4 check, king b6. Here rook into b4, c3 wins the rook and white wins. All right, that's why a into b4 check should be followed by king b6, and white plays rook into h7 with fighting chances for black. Okay, now let's see how Kasparov plundered Topalov's game after he played king into a3. So queen into a6 was followed by this weak move king into a3, and the game continued with Kasparov playing queen into a6 check, king into b4, c3 check, king into c3. Now remember, you cannot play queen into c3. If you play queen into c3, it will lead to queen into b5 check, king a3, rook a7 check, queen e5, rook into a5, checkmate. Okay, so to c3 check, black can play only king into c3. Now Kasparov played queen a1 check, king went to d2, queen b2 check, king d1, bishop f1. Threat is queen e2 checkmate. Okay, black played rook d2. Remember, you cannot capture the bishop. If you play queen into f1, this will lead to queen c2 check, king e1, rook e7 check, queen e2, queen into e2 checkmate. Okay, so to bf1, black had to play rook d2, white played rook d7, rook into d7, bishop into c4, b into c4, queen into h8. So Kasparov started this game with sacrificing his rook and knight, and now see the position. Kasparov has a queen versus Topalov's rook. The game is completely lost for Topalov now. The next moves are actually just customary. The game is lost for black. Anyways, black continued rook d3, white played queen a8, c3, queen a4 check, king e1, f4, f5, king c1, rook d2, queen a7. In this position, Vasilin Topalov resigned. The game could have continued as maybe h5, queen f7, rook into h2, queen into g6, king f2, queen into f5, king into g3, queen g5 check, king f3, f5, rook a2, rook a1 check, king c2, ra2 check, king into c3, and now it's all over. The reason why this game is called Kasparov's Immortal is because on move 24, where there was no winning advantage for any side, Kasparov went ahead and sacrificed his rook, followed by sacrificing of his knight. After creating an extremely complicated position, Kasparov played with machine-like accuracy till the end of this game, while drifting Topalov to commit mistake. No wonder Kasparov rules chess. Anyways, I enjoyed analyzing this game. Hope you also enjoyed. I will upload another such entertaining game next week. Till then, goodbye.